Jessie Fry and her band, great music. Let me thank Dante Morellis. Thank you very much, Dante, for singing the national anthem. Let me thank Carl Tierney for his remarks. Let me thank Priscilla Yeverino for her remarks. Let me thank David Garcia Rodriguez for his remarks. And let me thank an old friend who I think we're going to make Secretary of the Commerce. Make sure that everybody has a pint of Ben & Jerry's and they freeze up. Thank Ben Cohn. And let me thank Sister Nina Turner. I love Nina, but the only problem with Nina is I got to follow her. Well, that's a pretty hard thing to do, but I want you to know that over the last several years, Nina Turner has been running all over this country, doing the most important work that any American can do. And that is demanding that young people, working people, people of all colors, stand up and fight for their rights. Thank you, Nina Turner. And on this beautiful day, I'm not used to the sunshine, I come from Vermont.
Watch your head, Bernie.
But on this beautiful day, I want to thank all of you for coming out to be part of a political revolution. And what this political revolution is about, and I use those words advisedly, it's not just winning the Democratic nomination for president. It is not just defeating the most dangerous president in the history of our country, Donald Trump. But this campaign is about something more than that. It is about understanding that if we stand together, black and white and Latino and Native American and Asian American, if we stand together as gay and straight, native-born and immigrant, if we stand together and keep our eyes on the prize, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. I want to say that yesterday we had a great rally in Houston, and I'm here in Fort Worth for one simple reason, and that is that I believe we can and will defeat Donald Trump here in Texas. And let me tell you, let me tell you why I think we are gonna defeat Trump here, and we're gonna beat him all over this country. And that is that the American people, including people here in Texas who voted for Trump, understand increasingly that he is a pathological liar and a fraud. Now I understand why people voted for Trump. People are hurting, and Trump said, hey, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna take on the establishment. I'm gonna stand up for working people. Well, Trump has told many, many lies since he ran for president, but the biggest lie that he told was that he was gonna stand up for the working class of this country. A profound and ugly lie. So I say to President Trump, you don't stand up for the working class of this country when you tell them during a campaign you're going to provide health care to everybody. Remember that? Well, he didn't provide health care to everybody. In fact, he tried to throw 32 million Americans off of the health care they already have. Trump said, hey, I'm a different type of Republican. I'm not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. Lie. The budget that he brought forth called for $1.5 trillion cut in Medicaid, $845 billion in Medicare and billions of dollars in cuts in Social Security. And you're not standing up for working families when you also propose massive cuts to education, housing, and every other program that working families need.
That's right.
Donald Trump, when he ran for president, he came here to Texas. He said, I'm going to pass a tax bill. It's not going to benefit the wealthy. It'll work for the working families.
Liar.
Lie.
Liar.
Trump's tax bill gave 83% of its benefits over a 10-year period to the top 1%. Anybody here happen to know how much Amazon paid in taxes last year? Zero. Amazon made $11 billion in profits last year, owned by the wealthiest man in America, paid zero in federal taxes. That is not President Trump standing up for working families. But our campaign is not just about Donald Trump. Our campaign is about creating an economy and creating a government that works for all, not just the 1%. On this beautiful day, I want to tell you, and I want to welcome you to a campaign which says with confidence, with optimism, and with love, that the underlying principles of our government will not be greed, will not be hatred, will not be lies. The underlying principles of our government will not be racism, will not be sexism, will not be homophobia, will not be xenophobia, will not be religious bigotry. Brothers and sisters, we are going to end those ugly anti-American sentiments, and we're going to end them soon. I'll tell you what the principles of our government will be. Our government will be based on the principles of justice, economic justice, racial justice, social justice, and environmental justice. And let me tell you what justice means. And not a whole lot of candidates talk about it. You don't hear about it in the Congress. You don't see it much on TV. But that is that we are going to end the trend in this country toward an oligarchic form of government. A government in which we have more income and wealth inequality than any other major country on earth, and it is worse here in America today than at any time since the 1920s. Now we're going to talk about that issue, and we're going to talk about the obscenity of 3 families in America, 1, 2, 3, owning more wealth than the bottom half of America, 160 million people. Does that sound like the America that we want? No! In America today, the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 92%. At the same time, as 20% of our children live in poverty, at the same time as veterans who put their lives on the line to defend us sleep out on street corners all across this country.
That's right.
And at the same time as 34 million Americans have no health insurance. Justice is not about nearly 20% of people in Texas under 65 not having health insurance while most of them are working. Justice and the fight for justice means we will not accept an economy in which 46% of all new income goes to the top 1%, while people in Texas and Vermont are working 2 or 3 jobs to put food on the table, and half of our country, half of our people are working paycheck to paycheck. Justice means that we are sick and tired of an economy in which the CEOs of large corporations now make 300 times what their workers are earning. And meanwhile, while the very, very rich get richer and enjoy Trump's, did I say Trump's? Trump's tax breaks, 500,000 fellow Americans are sleeping out on the streets, and so many of our fellow Americans are living in despair, have given up hope that life expectancy in America is actually going down. Justice means that we will not allow 25 hedge fund managers to